Hi there, Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning in, love and light. You're here. We're here with your full moon in Taurus reading, leading into your new moon in Scorpio reading. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. And I want to get started here for you, Taurus, Virgo, right up and out. You may be dealing with the Taurus. There could be some talks there of who's coming to town, who's coming to whose town, who's going to be talking in that town, and what they're going to be talking about, and who they're going to be talking to. I'm hearing as well. There could be a focus on, I'm hearing campaigns. I want to turn on the heat. 1 second, Virgo. 1 second. Okay. Now, the feeling I'm getting for you, and I was meditating on your energy before I turned the camera. It was like this this like very like scrupulous manner with which you want to sort of not investigate necessarily, but perhaps for a number of you, absolutely, it can be investigation. But I'm seeing, like, for the majority of you, that it's related to how you market a certain product. I'm hearing also, like, proposal. And it's like, okay, if I'm seeing you, like, talking to a few people and being like, hey, if we project our assets in this way, I'm hearing as well, if we assert a certain stance, and it can be political here for a number of you, I'm getting that strongly, it can be legal as well, if we assert a certain also form of independence, the Strength card coming through, 6 of Cups in reverse, I'm hearing if we befriend certain allies as well, whatever that may mean in particular for you, there is going to be, I'm hearing, a forecast that's told for that. And what's the future that it tells? We need to find out before we make a few friends here and there. And I'm seeing you perhaps really researching certain markets. I'm hearing certain also positions of prominence. I'm hearing of influence. You may be taking measures that get in touch with a few doctors as well to see who works, I'm hearing, to what heartbeat of the throne. Very interesting. And I'm seeing that for a number of this may be investigation, but I'm seeing for a number of this may be also related to court. Okay, always take it as well. We're going now. There's a focus on letting go and letting loose of what has been somewhat like placed in a lock. And I'm seeing it as like, I'm seeing like a lock with a key in it. And it's almost that sort of feeling, Virgo, of like, I'm seeing this as being related to a concept of fame, where it's like someone really held that position for what felt like time itself, that told itself when it wanted to, how it wanted to. And it's like, how do we actually finance this future in ways that forecast one for the children? And it's like, how do we also make, I'm hearing, messages and memories that don't have just a mission statement that's related to money? And I'm seeing that there's somewhat of a creative space here that you want to capitalize on, somewhat of also a community sort of oriented, I'm hearing, coloring book that you kind of want to, I'm hearing, write up a claim for and I'm almost seeing you like wanting to activate certain audience members as well to take on certain roles. It can be in a public way, but I'm getting rather for you, Virgo, that there's something of like what's the word? Somewhat of an organized approach that you feel is really, I'm hearing audition. Like if you're casting someone for a role or if you're interviewing certain people, it's almost this feeling of like wanting to know that what they make for you when they make it will make it to Hollywood. And not just Hollywood, but the wood that feels holy in your hand when you hold it up to your audience. Very interesting. I'm seeing this, Virgo, in a way of like you wanting to make sure that what you feel is a winning solution and who you feel is relevant to that has a sound to it that rings. I'm hearing also freedom. And it's like, I don't want to feel like we're a winner because we're a cheater. I'm hearing that specifically for number. I don't want to feel like we won the game because we racked the polls and jacked the jester up in his jumpsuit to make his appearance a few days early before the I'm hearing the polls open, whatever that may mean. Again, a number of you, but I'm seeing it as like there being somewhat of like I'm hearing heart palpitation space that you want to capitalize on in a good way, where it's like when people feel really I'm hearing frazzled, it actually shows us what they're feeling, and that's a space that they can't really unfeel through. And it's like we got to know, I'm hearing, how they want to be recognized as well in this potential proposal. I'm hearing market, also I'm hearing position, and what exactly will be sort of not processing necessarily, but I'm hearing packaged as down the line. I'm seeing it as being in a presentable way. It's like if we give this one person this one role, how is it that they would clap their hands after they've counted the footsteps to the altar, whatever that may mean in particular for you? Like, how would they actually work when they're not managing their time like they did when we were making them when we were making them money? Very interesting. And I'm seeing it as like being related to something that is somewhat staged and somewhat also strategic, but in a way that you realize is actually quite simple in the way that it is eventually recognized in a public way. And I'm seeing for a number of you, this is related to politics. All right, this is related, let's say, to even how certain people, I'm hearing, dress and undress for a certain role, a certain act. And it's like, I'm seeing you, and it can be happening on a personal level, you and yourself, digging for gold and wondering what you want to sort of glamorize about it. Like, if I tell everyone that I have this new, I'm hearing toy, this new shiny toy, what are they going to get from all of that? Of what my character sort of is on this stage, I'm hearing upheld as, and I'm hearing played out as. And I'm seeing that you kind of want there to be a space of, I'm hearing interpretation that isn't like solved behind the curtain, like for you, where you're like, I don't want, like, I'm seeing you like, again, like wanting to be really represented in ways that you don't need to like renounce, I'm hearing later. Like, I'm hearing 10 years down the line. It's like, I don't want to feel like what I'm hearing remotely resolve, I'm hearing as well, like what it is that I'm not, let's say, directly involved in, but something that I service publicly or announce publicly to be something that makes me feel like I need to find a new fortune. I'm hearing to tell my tales by. I'm hearing also father, whatever that may mean, remember, like perhaps like family name. Like, I don't want to have to feel like I have to change my name when I have told everyone that there's actually no, I'm hearing femur that we've found in the chest, whatever that I mean. It's like, I'm seeing you like perhaps even discussing something or making a certain like announcement, and you're like, I'm saying something that's gonna make people feel a little weird. And I know that, and I know that it's gonna actually also make me feel and look like I have feathers that don't really get me going anywhere, but that others can classify as an act. But that's not I'm hearing the fear or the focus point of what I'm formalizing here. What I'm formalizing here is what I've found to be a certain philosophy that I need. I'm hearing I need to I'm hearing ensure the relaying of. And I'm seeing you as being so focused, Virgo. I'm hearing Libra strongly here on what is communicated, what is relayed. And I'm almost seeing you with an individual, and this may be working with, like, let's say legal matters. It's like, or even contractual work. I want to know that what it is that I propose is proposing me in it, and me, who I am, right? Not like who my father was, not who my my hand-me-down nightgown dresses me up to be, but who I really am when I'm not, I'm hearing working for Aramark, whatever that means for a number of you, take it as you will. And I'm seeing you having I'm hearing a hallway discussion with the hall monitor of the film set, whatever that may mean, in particular, where it's like, you kind of like are really like wanting to rock the boat in silence, but also still swing on it. Very interesting. And like have somewhat of a space of surprise as well, that you don't need to like introduce as one, where it's like, hi, I'm going to surprise you with my own story here that I want to write. I'm hearing this next verse 2 and 4. And it's like, I'm seeing that you kind of want to, I'm hearing again, like disclose something, but I'm seeing you talking to someone before you make an announcement and like being like, okay, if we say this, what are they going to see us as? The enunciators of that claim. And I'm hearing I'm hearing children at play, also at the altar, that will be packing their things and promoting your work. Very interesting. And I'm seeing it as like you kind of wanting there to be a space of I'm hearing admonition. Very interesting. They have Hierophant reverse, following the Father of Swords. I'm seeing you perhaps setting I'm hearing promotion or deal. I'm hearing in exchange for something else. I'm seeing you like almost rotating something, or like replacing a certain role that is actually not capacitated by what it actually upholds in a physical way, or I'm hearing as well in a strategic way, but I'm getting as well though what it upholds in a strategic way, like what actually and I'm getting that there's not a focus though on what you capture in the moment on film. It's like at the end of the day, if you take a picture of someone who, I'm saying it this way, like you take a picture of someone who tells a certain tale while they're telling it, it's like, it doesn't really tell you a lot about what they told the audience that day. It's like, there's a feeling space, there's a philosophy that changes, I'm hearing specifically in temperature. And if anything, you got to take a picture of the people who are watching the talk, right? You got to take a picture of the people who are reacting to the role that is being upheld in the way that it revolves and spins around the room. And I'm seeing like someone taking pictures of audience members and like crew members, I'm hearing as well, perhaps even interviewing them. This could be an investigation here for an interview, but I'm seeing it as like someone who films like different parts of an audience. I'm hearing also of an industry, and it's like, how do you feel about what Houdini said he did when he was actually holding the mic in his hand? And I'm seeing people like having somewhat of an honest opinion about that, but not one that they can actually hold in any confirmed space. And I'm seeing you thinking, well, you know what? There's more to this, and we've got to kind of manage how we're going to be making it relevant to the overall production line here of this project for us. And I'm seeing you wanting to take note of, I'm hearing heed of, stock of, what I'm hearing hedonistic tendencies may need to be evaluated, I'm hearing, or reevaluate, whatever that may mean for number, perhaps specific message coming through. But I'm seeing is like you wanting to like be almost like calculative in approach in terms of how you, I'm hearing, audition certain members of a certain, I'm hearing, cabinet, I'm hearing, party when they are up to bat. And that's a pact that I'm hearing you keep with yourself in terms of how you want to keep it. I'm hearing behind closed doors, before closed doors, and while they're opening. And it's like, how do we want to introduce this person? And what is that going to sort of also prelude to as our philosophy of what role they're playing in this grander sort of, I'm hearing scale of how this act is carried out in the long term. I'm hearing project as well. Love and light here, and there could be focus on strategy. I'm hearing how something is carried out over time. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Love and light to you here, Virgo. Thank you so much for your dear support, your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. I'm so touched by all of you. Thank you for tuning in, and I highly recommend as well check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign, as you may find there's further insights there for you into your situation. There's perhaps also a focus on your Venus sign. You may find that in watching your Venus sign, there's a whole lot of illumination in terms of what it is that you may be working with on a level that's associated with concepts of love, partnership, art, harmony, beauty, finances even. So take it as you will. Dear Virgo, thank you so much again for tuning in, for all of your support, love, and light. So you have a beautiful, beautiful full moon in Taurus leading into the new moon in Scorpio. And thank you so much again, all of you, for your dear comments. I read all of them. Thank you so much for connecting there as well. And thank you again for your support. Love and light to you here on this journey forward. And I'll see you soon. Bye, Virgo.